What's going on, gamers? Today I'm going to be letting you know about a newly released Souls-like game that's actually pretty awesome. If you want to know more about the game Thymesia, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be diving into Thymesia, a game that released last week that flew right underneath my radar. However, it's actually a really decent game, and for a lot of people may well be worth having a look. Now, as always, if you enjoyed this video, a like would be super appreciated, and if you'd like to become a member of the channel for all the latest and greatest gaming content, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. But from there, Thymesia, what's it all about? So essentially you'll be playing as a character called Corvus, who is a fighter able to harness the powers of plague in order to wield various special plague weapons. You set out on your journey to try and gain back lost memories as you adventure through an infected kingdom that has definitely seen better days. Now, as you start to play through this game, you're going to realise straight away that the similarities to Dark Souls are very intentionally evident. You'll be collecting shards and using them to upgrade your character's attributes. If you die, you're going to drop them all on the floor, and instead you have to retrieve them in order to keep them and make sure you can level up your character. Also, there's checkpoints throughout each level, and certain characters and bosses will have dedicated drops, so you can farm them in order to power up certain items like your plague weapons. Like I said, if you've played a Dark Souls game, or any game like Dark Souls, or even Elden Ring, this game will feel very similar in style. However, the game I feel is definitely different enough to actually make it warrant playing, and the combat itself is pretty solid and fluid. You're going to need to be using dodging, parrying and feathering, which is a direct counter to the enemy's crit attacks, in order to progress and get through the toughest content. Now, this is very much a game where you'll get much better as you play, because you're going to be finding out what works for your playstyle and what combos and moves that enemies have, which in turn will allow you to tackle them much better. There's a talent system in place, and each time you level up you'll be able to put a point in one of your talents, allowing you to customise your build the more so you play. At max you have 24 to spend, but even after this you can level your character all the way up to 50, which in turn can make you feel really powerful as you choose how to spec out your points. For example, strength for damage, plague for activating your special a lot, or health if you just want to be a bit more durable. Quick tip, strength is definitely one of the ways forward and will allow you to get an absolute abundance of damage. Now, you'll also be able to use potions as your quick heals and unlock different versions as you beat bosses, as well as create different recipes for them which will give you additional effects on your character. As you progress and level up, you'll really start to feel more powerful, and by 50 you can create some truly insane builds. You'll also, as I mentioned earlier, be unlocking plague weapons. Think of these as your special moves, and you can upgrade them by finding more of the same shards. Some of these plague weapons look absolutely awesome when used, and give additional effects again as you level them up, like regaining some of your health when you use it, giving yourself a blood shield, or things like offensive and defensive buffs. The great thing about all of this is that you can pretty much reset all of your talents and equip different plague weapons whenever you want to, just by speaking to your companion. Think of her very similar in style to Melina, if you've played Elden Ring. Now, jumping over to the bosses, and some of these are in fact quite awesome, with the first being an absolute nightmare. I would highly suggest powering up before tackling him, as he is one tough cookie to crumble, and gave me an absolute beatdown several times over. You're really going to need to get the hang of things, learn your combos and moves, and of course learn what the enemy's about to do. But the bosses, whether it be a humanoid character chucking out cards and hitting you with a sword, or a gigantic bat that loves to slam you with its belly, the bosses are varied and very fun to fight. The great thing about the bosses is that you can go back and fight them whenever you want to in order to refarm their drops if you're trying to upgrade certain things. Now, Thymesia is currently out for Steam, Xbox, Switch and PlayStation, and it's priced at just $24.99 in the UK, so the game itself is pretty reasonable. If you're into action RPGs and love games like Dark Souls, this may well be one you want to look at. One thing I would mention, however, is that the game itself is very good, but it's not the longest game. It's nowhere near the length of, say, an Elden Ring. It's definitely on a smaller scale, so you could complete it quite easily in a few days. Also, it's more linear and not open world, but if you are trying to unlock and max out all of the weapons and all of the subquests and stuff, you will be playing this for quite some time, probably a few weeks. After sinking quite a few hours into the game, for how much I've spent on it, I actually think it's well worth it, and the game feels quite rewarding. I'm hoping further down the line that this game does get some DLCs or something along those lines, because it is a really nice game to play. And if it was extended, or if there's a sequel in the works, it's definitely something I'd look out for. But as always, let me know in the comments what you think. Is it your type of game? What do you think of it? Is it just too like Souls that you'd probably give it a miss? As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, take care. I'll see you on the next day.